It's time to Get Your Geek On with Dave Vermillion.
So here we are, Get Your Geek On 9:30 a.m., The Answer Talk Radio in San Antonio. And we're back at Comicpalooza here in Houston with Walton Goggins. And I have to say, this is first an honor. This is really going to be a feather in my cap just standing here next to you, sir. But I have to immediately start off by talking about Ant-Man and the Wasp, because you play quite the role in that. You think that your character, Sonny Burch, is going to come off as a surprise to a lot of the casual fans out there who maybe aren't aware of his connection to cross industries?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think he spans kind of the Marvel universe in an interesting way, and he could have come out in any one of these movies, really. But I'm happy that they came out in Ant-Man. It's really one of my favorite Marvel films. I was such a fan of the first one, and Peyton Reed, the director, and Paul and Evangeline, and Michael Pena is an old friend of mine.
Oh, nice.
And Fishburne is an old friend of mine. So I'm honored to be a part of it.
Now, you've worked with a lot of really almost legendary directors by now, like Peyton Reed, Jon Favreau, Steven Spielberg, just to name a few. Not to mention all the directors that did work on Justified and The Hateful Eight and on and on and on. Is there anyone that you really learned a great deal from, as opposed to maybe some of the others that, while in their own mind, they're fine too, but is there anyone that you just really took a lot under their wing and just absorbed it into yourself?
I mean, you take something from every experience, but I suppose if I had to pick one, cinematically speaking, one feature director, it's Quentin. I mean, he really is kind of my hero, and in the pantheon of directors that I had hoped to work with over the course of my career, and I just dig what he does.
Outstanding. So with Ant-Man and the Wasp, then, you're finally in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is coveted now by actors. It's incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, the Solo movie, now we've heard in the box office, is not favorable for the Solo movie, so Star Wars is kind of taking a hit. But now with you in the MCU, do you think this is your only stint in the MCU, or do you think you might be called back for future films?
God, I don't know the answer to that question. I do know that a recipe for longevity is to not live in the future, but to be grateful for the present, and that was kind of my experience with Marvel, and we'll see.
Now, I know you got to get going. It's busy down here at Comicpalooza, but I got to let you off with this one really good question, and it involves Quentin Tarantino. If you could put yourself in any one of his films and watch it, just watch it unfold in front of you. You see him in the director's chair, you see the actors working. Is there any one film or any one scene from any one of his films that you would want to be present to watch it be filmed?
I was in it.
that was it.
Every frame of The Hateful Eight. I think I know all of his movies, and I've seen them upwards of 10 times. And but I think that what Quentin did with The Hateful Eight is extraordinary.
It really was something special.
Yeah. Thank you very much for the conversation, man.
No, you betcha, man. So we're here with Walton Goggins. We're not done yet. We've got more coming in from Comicpalooza. Stay with us. Don't go anywhere.